Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. It's an exciting time because each and every week I will come to you at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. That's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk to you about your health, talk to you about well-being, talk to you about the simple things that you can do each and every day beyond supplementation to support your family, your health, and your community. And so today I wanted to talk about foundations of optimal health. Now that means different things to different people. And so the first step to optimal health is figuring out in your own personal inventory, do I need better sleep? Do I need to manage my stress? Do I need to eat a better diet? Or should I be looking at an exercise regimen and starting to work online with a fitness trainer? All of these things can help deliver optimal well-being for you. But what we need to pay attention to is that you need to have a good micronutrient foundation. You need to have a good nutrient or dietary rather foundation. And many people find that supplementation can fill in gaps where their diet falls short. So if you're not sure if you can really commit to a healthy diet, you're not really sure picking up heavy things and putting them back down again is right for you, you think managing your stress is stressing you out, or right now the idea of really creating wellness for yourself just seems like I don't know where to begin. I'm going to give you the easy button, right? I get it. Sleep, quality sleep isn't always easy to achieve. For that, there's supplementation until you can work out a good routine for you. Changing your diet, committing to a new diet, 8 new servings of vegetables a day, that can seem overwhelming, right? Then supplementation is going to fill in gaps. Let's talk about what we're going to do for you to create overall health, well-being, and how are you going to share that information with your family and your friends. Well, that means we need to get into foundations of optimal wellness. And the way I like to do this is with the isotonic essentials. nutraMetrix offers a very big line of supplements for you and your family. But we need to make sure that we're giving them all of the best information and letting you pick what is right for you. To do that, we need to start with the legal disclaimer, right? And that is that we are not making any claims about treating, curing, or mitigating a disease. When we talk about your health, we're talking about lifestyle changes and supporting you with nutrition and supplementation, right? As I love to say, if it's difficult for you to make those changes, supplementation can be the easy button as we help guide you towards wellness, because it is a continuum. And many people, better than 95% of the population, find themselves in a state of sub-health, not optimal health. And so if we're trying to move the needle or push the continuum the other direction for you, away from that 95% of suboptimal health and towards better well-being, supplementation can be hugely helpful for you. Now, you may want to think about supplementation as it relates to that chronic complaint that you have. And when I say chronic complaint, I mean that thorn in your side, like you're not getting a good night's sleep. You're waking up in the middle of the night. It's fragmented. You're not refreshed. And that means there's poor energy throughout the day and potentially poor eating habits, right? Extra inches or centimeters around the middle. This is stressing you out. Maybe your job is stressing you out. Maybe finances are stressing you out. At the end of the day, these are the types of things that we don't always think of as modifiable risk factors, but our response to them is something that we can control. And that is kind of my message lately, which has been, let's start thinking about the things that we can control, the quality of the nutrients that you're getting. If it's difficult for you to do it through diet, let's make sure we do it through supplementation. So what are the steps to a healthy lifestyle and longevity? It is a healthy diet. We know that we need to eat food based on color. We need to get plenty of food based on color. We need to eat fats in their natural state and make sure that we're getting a sufficient amount of omega-3 fatty acids to offset the omega-6 fatty acids that are really very elevated in most individuals' lives, somewhere at 40-1. Some people, depending on if they eat out of a bag, a window, or a box, it's going to be closer to 60-1. When I say that, what I'm talking about is 60 parts of omega-6s to 1 part of omega-3s. And I need that balance to be a lot closer to 2-1. So let's make sure that we're paying attention to getting omega-3 fatty acids in our diet. Healthy physical activity, doing at least 30 minutes per day of moderate to vigorous exercise. Now, this is where I think a personal trainer can be hugely beneficial to you so that you're moving well for your for where you are condition-wise in your exercise habits. Maybe you're very conditioned, right? And so your 30 minutes are going to be different in exertion than another individual's 30 minutes. But this is where a trained individual can help you find the right space and activity for you. Of course, we want to think about a healthy body weight. And that means we have to pay attention to stress and we have to pay attention to sleep. If these are two big areas of concern for you, let's talk about supplementation to support your health and your well-being. You want to make sure that the recreational habits are not interfering with your longevity and your health. Smoking and alcohol intake can be very problematic for your health. If this is a concern for you and there's issues with cravings, I want us to think about ways that we can offset those cravings. But at the end of the day, it's really not those types of things that are the biggest issue. It's the insidious stuff where we think we're doing okay. If someone were to ask us, do you eat healthfully? I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 people will tell you that they eat healthfully. Yet what we know is, in fact, that those same 9 people are not getting a sufficient amount of the micronutrients that their body needs. In fact, only 1 in 10 adults in the United States gets all of the vitamins and minerals that they're supposed to get through vegetables. For that reason, I want you to do the math. 90% of individual adults in the United States are not eating towards longevity or better health, which means they are not eating towards better cellular well-being, whether that is supporting your immune health, supporting your metabolic endurance, or supporting your brain health, especially in later decades of life. We want to send ourselves the right signals. And their favorite signals come from being micronutrient rich or making sure that we're getting all of the nutrients that we need. This is one way that we can support what are called telomeres. These are caps at the end of your chromosomes that dictate both the quantity of your years as well as the quality of your years. And simple things like omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, are fantastic ways to support telomere health, longevity, and quality of life. Some of the big lifters here are going to be both C and D. In fact, when we look at studies on telomeres, vitamin D levels that are in optimal ranges are considered some of the best ways to support your telomere length. In fact, this study from American Journal of Clinical Nutrition looks at telomere length with vitamin D and said not only do we see benefit from vitamin D supplementation in supporting quality of telomere length and telomere activity, but also it's easy to modify your diet, including supplementation, to make sure that you're getting an adequate amount of vitamin D. When we think about the shortening of the telomere, which would limit quality of years as well as quantity of years, vitamin C reigns supreme. Human cells cultured with cultured from umbilical cords that were exposed to vitamin C were able to show that they were that their lifespan, the cellular lifespan, meaning stopping senescence, happened when vitamin C was imposed upon them. It slowed shortening by better than 50% and sometimes as much as 62%. in these individuals. When we look at the studies that find higher intakes of certain antioxidants and telomere length, you really want to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to get the right amount of antioxidants, including vitamin C and vitamin E, which are fantastic workout buddies with each other. Vitamin C being hydrophobic, but water soluble, and vitamin E being hydrophilic. So I think I said that wrong. That's ridiculous. One is fat loving, vitamin E hydrophobic, thank you. And the other is water loving, and that is hydrophilic. I just flipped them around. What they do is they anchor themselves on different sides of the cell membrane, but they will volley their antioxidants or their electrons back and forth. As a result of doing that, they're able to stabilize each other, but they're on either side of the cell membrane. And that means that they're stabilizing your cell membrane. And ultimately, in this case, clinical studies show stabilizing your telomeres. And that's an important place to be. Now, what else do we notice when it comes to cellular health? Usually this results in better cellular energy, and that means better metabolic energy for better growth and development of your muscles, your bones, your brain, immunity, and survival. We know that cells that are robust, that have good micronutrient load, are better at helping us achieve wellness, even when there are external burdens on the body. Some of those external burdens can be physical burdens. It could be that you work hard, which means that you need to supplement to your activity level. Maybe you're not working hard. Maybe it's not about manual labor, but that you are big into athletics. Well, you are spending through your vitamins very quickly if you're one of these people, and you need to be replacing those so that you can enhance metabolism, enhance performance, instead of seeing cellular activity become arrested, slowed down, or ineffective at clearing toxins. These are all benefits of being micronutrient sufficient. But today, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk to you about vitamin D. Vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin, right? And we are currently in the middle of what you would refer to as a vitamin D winter. We are coming out of a period of time where we are likely vitamin D insufficient because we haven't been spending time outdoors. Maybe that's due to the cold weather. But even if you love a brisk walk in the morning or the afternoon, the sun just isn't where it normally would be. Cloud cover prevents some of the vitamin D from enriching our skin and enriching our well-being. But throughout the years, not just this vitamin winter where we're worried about cold and flu seasons, but in fact, throughout the year, you would be surprised to find out that few individuals are meeting their needs. 37% of the population consumes supplements with vitamin D, and yet a large percentage of these individuals are not vitamin D sufficient. And that problem gets more and more as we age. Now, you have to ask yourself, what are the reasons for that? Is it because some people don't absorb vitamin D well? And so we really need to pay attention to better sources of vitamin D, maybe other cofactors like K2 that push vitamin D into the cell. Maybe it's a matter of fillers and binders that block vitamin D metabolism or absorption. Maybe it's something to do with not having a very healthy gut biome, so we're just not making the conversion of vitamin D. Or is it that your lifestyle is chewing up your vitamin D and you need more to support your wellness, to support your brain, to support your blood sugar, to support your heart? That's where the studies take us, is that because of the external burdens on our bodies each and every day, from mental, emotional stress, from physical stress, from lack of proper nutrition through diet alone, we are not vitamin D sufficient. As our waistlines get bigger, so does our requirement for vitamin D. As our age increases, so does our requirements for vitamin D. And so we need to think of gender, activity level, weight, and age, comorbidities like blood sugar issues or cardiovascular concerns when we make decisions about how much vitamin D we should be getting. In addition to that, to add to more decisions, we need to make sure that we're getting vitamin D that is easier to absorb and utilize. And you want to make sure that your supplementation meets that requirement. And that's why we have the MK7, a non-synthetic form of K2 and the vitamin D3 with K2. Because not only is the non-synthetic K2 in this product non-synthetic and therefore better assimilated and used in the body, it also has a longer activity in the body and more electron strength or free radical scavenging capability. In fact, K2 with or without calcium, K2 with or without vitamin D is really beneficial to supporting bone mineral density and cardiovascular health because it plays an intimate role in the health or elasticity of blood vessels. So it does get hard sometimes to get all of the vitamin D that your body needs. Maybe that's lack of exposure to sunlight. Reduced skin synthesis. Maybe you are covering it up when you go outside, or you have more melanin in your skin, and so the conversion is more difficult. Lower dietary intake, we know that to be true, but at the end of the day, we know it's mostly the comorbidities, age, gender, and weight that put us at risk for low vitamin D levels. And that's why we see higher rates of osteoporosis in females. It's why we see higher rates of cardiovascular disease in individuals that have low vitamin D levels. Speaking of more versus less, you're probably getting more computer time, right? More work piled on, more new to nature molecules in your diet, and far less sleep, exercise, and of course, quality foods. And that makes a multivitamin, that makes an antioxidant, that makes an omega-3 all the more important. What usually motivates people to start supplementing is talking about the things that they're losing. See, what I find is that most people will have a hard time supplementing because they find out that it's good for them. Usually we have to talk about the things that we don't want to lose: our minds, our independence, and our energy. And that's why I think it's important to talk about how micronutrients are hugely beneficial for mental focus. To have it all, you need to take them all the colors, right? And so we look at some of my favorite products like the Isotonic Essentials Turn Up, the Isotonic Essentials Turn Down, Isotonics Women's Health, as well as the Isotonic Essentials Anti-Aging, my very favorite multivitamin. When we think about what are you looking for in a multivitamin, your foundation of optimal wellness, you're looking for potency, you're looking for purity of process. You want to make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need concentrated and ready to do the job that they were meant to do. And they should be in adequate levels and combined in such a way that you're going to be able to support your power, your endurance, your focus, right? And that's why I love the anti-aging. And I want to focus on it for a younger population, not for the way it sounds with anti-aging. It's about arresting aging. So it is not a multivitamin for 50 and above. It is a multivitamin for everyone. I talk about it for the millennial because it's I've got one swing at your health. You're looking at making sure that you spend your healthcare dollars appropriately. You're making sure that you're spending your healthcare dollars where it's going to matter. And that's why I love the Isotonic Essentials Anti-Aging. It is rich in vitamin D, carnitine, coenzyme Q10, B vitamins, all of the things that we need to support our well-being. When we think of as we age, it's not just about the millennials and optimal health, right? When we think about Gen Xers, carnitine is so important because it plays a role in what for many people say is a declining amount of energy for them. So whether you're looking for more mental focus, or more physical support, or physical endurance, the carnitine that's in anti-aging is right for you because it transports fatty acids. Fatty acids are the way that your body transports energy. It's the way your brain transports energy. And for that reason, if you need more focus or energy here, or you need more strength and energy here, you want to look at carnitine, hugely beneficial for energy production. We also think about the benefits of iron for energy, especially if you are an athlete, you are a female above the age of 50, or you are a man that has relatively low amounts of lean muscle mass. Sometimes this is in an aging male population or in a slighter of frame male population. All risk factors for having lower than average iron, and for that reason you want an iron that is non-constipating and non-headache forming. And that's why we put in the anti-aging, in the women's health, in the multivitamin with iron, sun active iron, a non-constipating, non-headache forming iron. And we paired it, whether we're looking at the women's health, the anti-aging, even the prenatal multivitamin, we made sure to pair that with quadrafolic. That is the non-synthetic B9, the active or methylated B9. Now with anti-aging, we also have this very special ingredient, coenzyme Q10. It's not just carnitine that helps us with energy, it's also coenzyme Q10 for cardiac durability or endurance, as well as for skeletal muscle for that athlete. We want to make sure that coenzyme Q10 is on board to support endurance, to support cardiac function, but also to support blood sugar activity and blood sugar balance. Now that's the anti-aging. Like I said, it's my favorite, so I kind of gushed about it a little bit. But what about covering or being fully comprehensive, right? When it comes to optimal health or that foundation, you want it to be solid. And that's why we have the Isotonic Essentials package with OPC3, an antioxidant, calcium plus, activated B complex, and multivitamin. What we're really looking at is creating that focus. Remember, let's talk about the things we don't want to lose. Let's talk about the things that we're going to add to our life to add more quality, like endurance, mental and physical drive, and vitality. Well, the truth of the matter is, as we age, we start to see a decline, not just in things like coenzyme Q10 or iron, but we start to see a decline in our lean muscle mass. We start to see a decline in our energy. And for that reason, when we think about mental and physical reaction or reaction time, I want you to think of antioxidants. I want you to think about what can you do to support your body and quench or neutralize free radicals. That means OPC3, 5 different free radical scavengers in it, very potent free radical scavengers that have an anti-inflammatory benefit, can support concerns that we have with immune function. How can we do all of that? Because we put these oligomeric proanthocyanidins in the product, like pycnogenol, the clinically evidenced pycnogenol, grapeseed extract, and what it does to support blood sugar, detoxification, in improving or supporting healthy cardiovascular blood circulation, right? Bilberry extract, brilliant when it comes to microcirculation. So I think of this often as my cleaning up cellular debris. You can find bilberry extract in Oxygen Extreme as well, which is a skin health formula. So think about anywhere where there's microcirculation, right? We want to protect and have glowing skin. We want to make sure that our kidneys are healthy. We want to make sure that the capillary beds at the tips of our fingers and in our eyes are healthy. And that's where bilberry can be hugely, hugely beneficial. And all of this is potentized with citrus bioflavonoids. Remember what I said about vitamin E and vitamin C, where they are on either side of the cell membrane? Well, that's one of the benefits of citrus bioflavonoids, is that they're assisting all of these other free radical scavengers to support your health. But the big leader, the big lifter, is the pycnogenol. It's a natural plant extract from French maritime pine bark, and it has over 400 clinical studies and 160 human trials when it comes to, or human studies, when it comes to mental emotional well-being, when it comes to menopausal complaints, as it relates to circulation, cardiovascular health, even blood sugar support and physical endurance in the athlete. But one of the places where pycnogenol really reigns supreme is in individuals that need more immune support. And this is what's so special about pycnogenol, is that it's got clinical studies not just in adult populations, but also in younger populations. Now, you don't just have to take the OPC3 in an isotonic form. Well, that's brilliant because it is no fillers and no binders. It was specifically formulated for better absorption, better utilization, and a very efficient delivery. You still might want to look at the OPC3 chews. Each chew is the equivalent of 1 capsule of OPC3. Many times I'll be asked, is it just as effective? Now, what as an isotonic? And what I want you to know, the isotonics were specifically formulated to leave the stomach and move into the small intestine very efficiently and very rapidly. Albeit controlled, it is very quick. What I want you to know is what allows that to happen is carbohydrates. There's a reason why we put sugar in the isotonics. But I want you to know the other thing here is that with the OPC3 chews, there's still no fillers and binders. Like there's none of that in there. It's still carbohydrate driven. It just doesn't have some of the other isotonic benefits or some of the other isotonic ingredients that makes it rapidly move from the stomach into the small intestine. So one of the things I want you to know here is that you still have an OPC3 chews, a product with none of the fillers and binders and the junk that you do not want. When it comes to OPC3, there are so many benefits, whether we're thinking about energy throughout the day, healthy blood vascular tone, including blood sugar tone, the benefits that OPC3 has for immunity, but physical performance as well, as it can help improve range of motion and recovery after exercise and the like. One of the things that we also know and love about pycnogenol and OPC3 is its benefits for skin health. Now, what about energy? Well, energy, a lot of people like to say, oh, that's my B vitamin. I'm going to surprise you because calcium's a major player in energy, whether it's energy for healthy muscle function, nerve transmission, or just being one of those cofactors for metabolism because it's a key player in enzyme production. Yeah, calcium is fantastic for energy, right? As we go through some of the other benefits of calcium, we'll often pair it with things like vitamin D and magnesium and vitamin C. All of these things play together. This is an argument for making sure that you are taking a multivitamin and not just calcium or vitamin B complex by itself. And that's why we created the Isotonic Essentials packets. Easy to take, on the go, and everything that you need. I love to think about calcium as a body and brain relaxer because it's such a big player in enzymes. You should know it's a big player in hormonal balance. So I want us to come back to that. What are we looking to add to our life? More focus. And if we're looking to add more focus, we need to make sure that we're getting all of the micronutrients like calcium, an essential mineral, meaning your body can't make it, so you need to take it. But B vitamins, they're pretty important too. So when we think about the B vitamins, I want you to think about the complex, all of them, not just B3 or B12, B5 or B6. I want you to think about the complex of B vitamins because they work with each other for energy, for detoxification, for cardiovascular health, even supporting bone mineral density. We also know that B vitamins play a big role in how your body uses macronutrients, the fats, the carbohydrates, and the proteins. So when we think about energy production, you need to make sure that you've got B vitamins on board so that you can turn your food into the tissue like muscle and bone and hormones that is required, right, for healthy aging, quality of years. When we think about the benefits of burning fat, I want you to think about the benefits of adding B complex to your diet, right? But here's a big thing that people look for. On the flip side of energy is feeling calm, right? And so there are some big benefits to using a complex of B vitamins for stress management. You want to think about taking a break from your stressors. One of the ways that we can do that is by helping ease into our stressful day, right? By taking a complex of B vitamins, because B vitamins contribute to the production of anti-stress hormones, relaxation hormones, or neurotransmitters that help us take a break and also have a better perspective. So while you see so many people talk about activated B complex as a benefit for energy, I want you to think about it for your plant-based eaters. I want you to think about it for anyone that needs cardiovascular support, blood sugar support, wants better physical or cognitive performance. The isotonic family is huge with multivitamins, calcium, digestive enzymes, the vitamin C, magnesium, of course, antioxidants, and multivitamins that were made for all different decades of life. And that's why a multivitamin is so powerful, because dietary deficiencies are a reality. We're either not getting the foods that we need, or we're spending through our nutrients so quickly because of stress and sleep habits. So if that sounds like you, I want you to think about adding some multivitamins to your life, whether that is because you need more B vitamins beyond energy, but you want to burn carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. You need more magnesium because you're looking for better mental health and well-being, a better night's sleep, or better bone mineral density, or you're looking to promote healthy gut tone. Did you know that multivitamins that contain B vitamins and magnesium are hugely beneficial for creating a healthy gut barrier? That's a big part of immunity. It's a big part of your energy production. And when we think about energy, it really comes down to making sure that you've got the right micronutrients on board to create the hormones and the synapses and support your energy metabolism. We call that chemical energy, right? The production of ATP, or little energy pockets or packets, so that you can continue to lift up heavy things and put them back down again, or simply have the energy to get through your workday and the time with your family and your community. At the end of the day, I always say a good multivitamin can create that foundation for healthy metabolism. For some people, that metabolism is their weight. For some individuals, it's the energy that they require each and every day. But ultimately, it can support an optimal night, sleep. We're looking for an optimal night's sleep. Multivitamins are a big part of energy production, temperature regulation, nerve function, adaptation to stress, definitely supporting that healthy metabolism, including weight, and so much more. And that's why we created the Isotonic Essentials in these packets the way that we did, to replenish and repair and help the body recover. Now, my favorite product outside of the isotonic line is to have people really understand the benefits of an omega-3 fatty acid. Studies show that omega-3s that can offset some of the omega-6s, the wrong foods that make it into our lives, make it into our diet or our day. We really need to make sure that we're getting enough omega-6s. Because cardiovascular disease is a problem that, well, in populations has tended to plateau. More recently, we still have very high rates of cardiovascular disease in the United States. The risk for cardiovascular disease or decline increases with age, and we know that we have a higher concern, or we're predicting higher rates of cardiovascular disease as we see so many individuals continue to consume the wrong foods, including packaged foods or foods with simple carbohydrates. And so for that reason, I often tell people omegas are the key to your enduring well-being. Whether you're trying to hold on to lean muscle mass, you're trying to get a healthier night's sleep, you want to support healthy brain aging, or you even want something that's going to support digestive tone and weight loss. When we know that omegas are good for cardiovascular well-being, It's just so many other things like B vitamins that they go beyond, that we want to make sure people are also considering an omega, even if they don't have heart disease, because it's good for so many other things. And that's why we put it in the foundations of optimal health. You should know that there are multiple types of omega-3 fatty acids, and this is important simply because omega-3s cannot be made in the body. They are not synthesized. They have to be taken in through diet or through supplementation. So when we think about supplementing, think about individuals that are at higher rate for heart disease. We definitely want to make sure that we're talking to them about supplementation. It's a very good way to support health in a plant-based eater that is not vegan, to make sure that they're getting a plenty amount of omega-3 fatty acids, even though they may not be a pescatarian or they may not be eating fish. In fact, what we do know is that we can lower risk for chronic disease with omega-3 fatty acids. What you care about is their purity, their freshness, their potency, and making sure that we are meeting all of the sustainability practices that are important to you and your customers. So you should know that the omega-3 fatty acids do not just go through rigorous testing for impurities, heavy metals, and the like, but are considered one of the cleanest products in the industry. They have the seal of approval for the Council for Responsible Nutrition. They're available both in this country as well as in outside of the United States. That's a huge measure of our quality standards. So when we think about taking an omega, make sure you're getting plenty of EPA and DHA. You don't want to have, you don't want to rely solely on the ALA. This is the reason why our heart health omegas are so powerful, because we use small, clean, cold water fish, right? These are not farmed fish, but cold water and wild caught clean fish. In addition to that, we make sure that we micro distill the product for purity. And so we have very high quality standards. Like I said, beyond heart health, you want to think about omegas for your joint health as well as maximizing your vision. At the end of the day, nutraceuticals are so important for your day-to-day well-being, for strength and endurance, for cognitive well-being, for energy throughout the day, of course, healthy aging and supporting that immune system. When we think about what I want you to do each and every day, is that personal inventory. It's that, what do I need to be paying attention to? What makes sense for me? And where does supplementation fit in? We want to make sure that we're supporting all areas of health. But that all starts with the foundation of optimal well-being. What are your thoughts on optimal health? I want you to comment down below. Looks like we've got a couple of a couple of people in the chat box. Is it wise to take anti-aging and the essentials? I don't know that it's wise. It's not unwise. It's not harmful, but it's not necessary. My guess is what you're looking for is more calcium, or you're looking for more B vitamins, or you're looking for the OPC3. And so probably what I would do is add OPC3 to your anti-aging. Harvey Kitzman wants me to remind everybody that a good fish oil is nothing to carp about. Whoa. Harvey. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys' comments are great, and the best part is whether we're in the Q&A box or in the chat box, I'm able to answer those, and these things do go to my email. Very good. Well, you're going to see this on the recording. What was the word I used for the millennials? That means to decelerate. I don't remember. Here's the truth. I rarely know what I'm going to say. Anti-aging and women's health together. Okay, they absolutely are. Carol, I recommend women's health at night. So what I'm not able to do is answer questions about diseases. And you are right, Carol, that all of the products that are labeled for 18 and above should be continue to be recommended to individuals 18 and above. Why Women's Health at Night? Because it has magnesium in it. I formulated that product for healthy night's sleep and sexual health, balance of hormones. But in this case, Carol had asked about anti-aging. So I'm recommending the anti-aging in the morning and that the Women's Health be taken at night instead of all of the isotonics at one time. Antioxidants have an 8 to 12 hour window of activity. For that reason, you should separate your antioxidants from each other. And what I mean by that is don't take all your antioxidants at one time. Take some in the morning and some at night. So in this case, in Carol's scenario, the pycnogenol would be at night and the coenzyme Q10 would be in the morning. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let you go and I'm going to jump on my next meeting. Okay, bye now.